Are manga endings becoming trash? That's a great question, because as of this recording, JJK only has 3 chapters left and My Hero Academia officially ended a month ago. I've been seeing some people on social media saying that the finale to JJK and the My Hero ending was horrible, and I've seen some people who disagree and say that the finale to JJK and the My Hero ending were good. Now, there are some people, including me, who've taken a neutral stance on this topic, but I can see where both sides are coming from, so let's talk about it. Let's first start off with the My Hero Academia ending, since the manga actually ended, whereas JJK has until the end of September. A lot of people were shocked when the My Hero ending came out. First of all, there was a huge time skip, 8 years to be exact. In my opinion, I really dislike time skips. I feel like it's a lazy way for the author to progress the story. Of course, I'm not saying that the author needs to make a chapter of the character's everyday life. I'm just saying that time skips allow the author to throw away all the plot holes and all the fan theories and all the questions into the trash, and when later brought up, the author can just use the excuse of, oh yeah, it happened during the time skip. Now, that doesn't mean all time skips in anime are useless. For example, the One Piece time skip where all the Straw Hats trained for 2 years was a perfect and well-written time skip, and even the events that happened during the time skip, like the fight between Akainu and Aokiji, they were briefly talked about and explained. When it comes to the My Hero time skip, it wasn't that bad since the story was already coming to a close, but I think the main problem people had with the My Hero ending was that it seemed like Deku didn't achieve his dream. You get what I'm saying? All the other students in UA are heroes and they're living their lives and everybody's all happy, but Deku is just a lame ass teacher. It seems a little unfair for someone who's been constantly saving the world to become some high school teacher. And maybe he became a high school teacher because there was nothing else to do since he lost One for All. But at the least, why doesn't Deku get any praise for saving the world? They don't even got a statue for Deku. They gave Momonoa a statue. They gave Zane a statue. They even gave Himmel a statue. But my boy Deku can't get a statue? Denied. Of course, he did go back to being a hero after... Of course, he did go back to being a hero since he got that Iron Man suit, but I think this is what people need to understand. Deku wasn't chasing praise. Deku's dream was to become a hero. He wanted to be like All Might and he wanted to save people. Deku's dream wasn't to become the #1 hero and get all the bitches and have all the money and to be worshipped. His only goal was to become a hero and save people. He got to be a hero, and in the end, he still gets to be a hero, and I guess that's all that matters. I think Horikoshi knew people were gonna say something about it, and I think he wanted to make his intentions clear on what My Hero Academia was really about, and it was about being a hero. Now let's talk about JJK. JJK is a whole different story compared to My Hero. There are a lot of things Gege is doing wrong with the series, and I feel like Gege is doing them on purpose. For example, that 1 month time skip between November 19th and December 25th was so annoying because Gege was constantly using it as a crutch to add in things that wouldn't make sense without the time skip. There are a lot of examples, but the most recent one I can point out is how Yuji's finger was copied by Rika instead of Sukuna's remaining finger so that Nobara can use resonance on it. It felt really last minute and it came out of nowhere. Also, Gege just reminds you of that one kid you would play tag with and they would complain and lie when they got tagged. Remember how Yuta, Yuji, and Todo were all running at Sukuna after he somehow tanked the hollow purple? Yeah, Yuta's time wasn't even up. He just fell to the ground and I feel like it wasn't really explained well. Also, are we just gonna ignore how Sukuna has eaten 3 consecutive Jacob's ladders and he just survived all 3? Like, isn't that supposed to be Sukuna's main weakness?
Oh yes.
Even the use of binding vows don't even make sense anymore, because binding vows were explained to be a verbal agreement placed on yourself or others, and that if it was broken there would be major consequences. But here we have Sukuna spamming binding vows every second. I mean, the guy was making binding vows within binding vows. You can't make this up. But that doesn't even compare to how he did Hakari and Urame. Throughout the Shinjuku showdown, Hakari and Urame were only shown fighting a total of 3 times. The first time was after the fight between Gojo and Sukuna. The second time was when Yuta was taken out of the fight. And the third time was in this recent chapter. Little side note, why is she butt booty naked? I mean, Yuji got his clothes on and he was fighting Yuji got his clothes on and he was fighting almost the entire time. After she learned that Sukuna died, she just decided to self-destruct, and I didn't really like that ending for her. But the fight between Hakari and Urame just shows how lazy and unserious he is when it comes to JJK. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say this: maybe Gege doesn't realize that JJK is absolutely massive right now, and a series this massive has to have almost perfect writing in order for the story not to collapse in on itself. I mean, he's been rushing JJK ever since they let Gojo out of the prison realm. I don't know why he's in a rush. But to wrap up this video, manga endings aren't exactly becoming trash. It just depends on the series, and it also depends on how invested the author is into the series. Thanks for watching. subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below what I should talk about next, and make sure to drink water. Stay safe. Peace.